Good morning. So I listened to my last talk, and then there was not a, not enough. So particularly my responses to some questions. So I wanted to sort of follow up to that. Okay. So over here. The last talk I did was what was the title? So I said like all problems, body problems, but that means also all problems are mind and body problems. So the problem is if you're identifying yourself with this particular body and mind, that will make you suffer. So my point was, if you understand the impermanence of body and mind, constantly changing the nature of body and mind, you will be relieved from the idea of this body of the mind, body and mind is your fixed self. So that should relieve you from suffering. That was sort of idea. I mean, that's sort of teaching. But it's not easy to really understand the impermanence of body and mind. We'll see. So this is what we are studying on a Wednesday night, book discussion. The title is The Roots of Goodness. This is the Hachidai Ningaku. Hachidai Ningaku? Hachidai Ningaku is eight qualities of great person. So Dogen wrote this fascicle on Shobo Genzo, and then this book is a commentary by Uchiyama Roshi, and then translated by Daitsu Tom Wright. The Zen Master Dogen's teaching on the 8 qualities of great person. So we are studying this book on a Wednesday night, and this particular comment that Uchiyama Roshi made struck me. So this is page 37. Unless we constantly delve deeper into Buddha Dhamma, one scoop at a time, we will only grow more stupid or senile out of habit or custom. However, digging up that one scoop is not easy task. So it is not easy, but we have to keep trying. So I will try. So this last time I gave a talk, Doju asked me questions. He's one of our fellow Sangha member and priest. His question was, when thinking about impermanence, nothing can be grasped. Why does anything matter? Nothing matters. Why do we even do zazen? Why do we even live a bodhisattva life? So this is when he teaches to some students, some people. These are the kind of like questions he will receive, and then so that's, you know, so Dojo asked me like, how do you respond to these kind of questions? So so this question is very understandable, but this question is who hasn't, seems like not really try or practice yet. So this impermanence, we need to practice until the impermanence is understood in a way that hits you deep and hard, and then liberates you from the false sense of I as a body and mind. This fixed, you believe of this is a fixed identity. So when you practice, and then the impermanence, the reality of all being, that has to become reality of your life. So the impermanence is, everything is changing. This body is changing, your mind is changing, everything else is changing. So there's nothing to grasp, but also everything is connected. It's not like one, you can't really isolate anything. So you can't really, you know, so the cause and conditions are all interconnected. So you understand impermanence. So in that way, everything is empty, because you can't really hold anything in this world or life. So that's because of the everything is impermanent and empty. Everything is connected, and everything is, we are everything, and we are one. So, and another question, this is sort of like continuous, sort of like everything is kind of connected to this impermanence, and then total function of dynamic reality in the world. So Myogen's question was, when you let go of self. So I was talking about let go of this identity of body and mind. So when you let go of this body and mind self, how are you going to live? How can we live? So this is also a very typical question, and a very understandable question. And then this fear is very natural for when we are still identified with this body and mind as myself and I. But when you don't really need to worry about how this little me is going to live, once you awaken, the reality of all being, realizing the truth, because you still know you are as a person, and you can still identify yourself as Esho or Myogen or Dojo, and you can still function. So you don't really have to worry about that part. You can still live. So you're free from this identity of fixed identity, but you still use this body mind as a tool. You're free from identity, but you're not really losing the identity. You know this body and mind are Esho or Doju or Bill or Sawyer. So So yeah, I was talking to Todo-san about this. So Buddha, after he awakened and enlightened, he was still able to function as a person, and a teacher, and then gave teachings to people. And you still need a body and mind to live in this world. So yeah, you're not gonna lose identity. So don't worry about that. So the sort of like form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So your this body and mind is empty, but also still there's a form, there's a body and mind. So you are not negating body and mind. So we are holding two truths. There's emptiness and there's a form, and also we are everything. So you become free from the little me as your true self, and you know that's not true self, but that doesn't mean body and mind disappears. All right, so this is not a question that I received the last time, but this is a question that I had when I was practicing. I mean, I'm still practicing. I think that was maybe before Zen, maybe, I don't know, maybe after Zen, I don't remember. But anyway, so my idea was, okay, I like this meditation, I like Zazen. So, and I like to, awaken, I like to be free from suffering. But also, can I get a success in my life? So that was my question. Can I have a both? Yeah. So enlightenment and success, both together. Isn't it wonderful? So that was my question. So and then actually I was kind of trying. I tried, but eventually I realized I couldn't really do both. So I mean, maybe you guys can tell me you were able to do it. That's good. So the reason I thought I couldn't do it was when I'm sort of like trying to succeed in my life, or trying to gain something, or gain like fame and profit, recognition, approval. That sort of like solidified the self-centered view so much. So that is kind of like opposite direction of what we are studying. We are kind of letting go of the self-centered idea, self-centered view, but it's really, really hard to do both. So yeah, if you're not really identified yourself as this body and mind, it's hard to chase that, fame and profit and then approval. When you realize this is not really real me, real true self, it's hard to continue this movement. So I eventually sort of like, I can't do both. But maybe you can try and then, tell me I was wrong. Okay, great. Okay, so Abby, is Abby here today? Oh. So Abby gave me a comment last time about body. So she said, I can't practice without body. She has illness, And then suffering of body gives me bodhicitta, the to practice, to desire or wish to wake up. So she said also finding the middle way of treating body with respect and not be attached is very difficult practice. So yeah, thank you for your comment, Abby. And I think it is true. It's very difficult to take care of your body, but also not be attached. So recently I had a cold and I was feeling discomfort and pain. And then when I was sort of like caught with my thoughts and feelings about oh, I don't want to be sick, I want to be better. I'm kind of like struggling and fighting against what it is. And I was suffering more. But when I sort of like let go of these feelings and thoughts, and then when I just watch the body feeling ill or discomfort and pain, and then that the one I was able to watch was not sick. So then being sick or being in pain didn't really bother me that moment. So it was like a zazen when when we sit zazen, the thoughts or feelings can come up, but you sort of like let go. Every time it comes up, let go. So you can do the same way, same thing as you live. Doesn't have to be on a cushion. So daily life, anything comes up, you can just drop it. So that moment when you were able to drop, there's maybe still pain and discomfort, but it's not a problem. There's no suffering. But you can still take care of your body and respect the body and care, but without so much struggle of, oh, I have to get better or I want to feel better. This is the moment I'm feeling discomfort and pain, but I don't have to follow that, the feelings and thoughts. You just can't take care of a body and mind that way. Even just one moment. So that one moment, you're free. So the same thing with, just physical discomfort and then also discomfort in mind. You probably might have unpleasant thoughts or unpleasant feelings. You feel hurt or you feel jealousy. And then when you have that, and then when you start fighting, oh, I shouldn't have these thoughts. Oh, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to feel jealous. I don't want to think this way. Why do I have to think? So you start, battling, like going against what's happening. So it's the same way we sit zazen, and then we can just you're in your daily life, any unpleasant thoughts or unpleasant feelings happen. If there's a one moment, you can step back and then see actually what is really happening, and then not need to realize this. You don't really need to react to that unpleasant feeling or thoughts. You don't really need to act on it. That's the powerful moment. that moment you're free from suffering. It's like when we do zazen, all the thoughts and feelings can come up one by one, or maybe bundled together, and then so you just sit like being the sky, and then clouds pass by, comes up, maybe dark clouds or maybe full of clouds all over in the sky, but you don't really need to analyze or act on it. So this is what Uchiyama Roshi said, thoughts as a secretion of the brain. So you don't really take it personally. You don't need to have, you don't really need to think, oh, I shouldn't have this thought. I shouldn't have so many thoughts. But just brain sometimes does that. And then just like, when you sweat, you just sweat. Oh, so much sweat. But, it's like, I shouldn't be sweating so much, but you will just still sweat. So, that moment, it's okay. It's just like, okay, this is the moment. I have many thoughts. So that's what is happening. So the completely accepting what it is at the moment without, arguing about it. So, yeah, it's like, I live in a community house. We have 13 people living together. And then I realized, so we have like actually 5 houses live like this way, like in a community living. So it's very different from Zen temple. I used to live in a Zen monastery and temple. And kitchen's dirty. So usually, we try to clean kitchen. We try to have a clean kitchen. So the common thing we have like a app that all house has a Slack channel that we kind of communicate with each other, and then so each house has the Slack channel that you can message, and then, oh, can you please do this, or can you please not do this, so and you can see other houses talking about something. So I think one of the biggest most common complaint is dishes in the sink. So, but you see dishes in the sink, and then if you get like angry and upset, you are kind of like losing the moment, So there is the dishes, and then you can calmly text, please do dishes, or why did you leave this, So that's, or like you do dishes and put away without saying anything, or you comment something. So anyway, so the point is, you don't have to add anything to it. Dirty dishes, unpleasant, that's it. You don't have to go, why this, blah, 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 So that's something I'm learning every day. Okay, so I also get question, why do we practice? Why do we have to sit zazen? So this is probably something some people who doesn't want to sit. So, and also the thing is, until you practice, you won't be able to see the teaching as reality. So no matter how many books you read, how many teachings you read, or you hear it, until you really practice and sit your own zazen, you don't know anything. I took a Buddhist philosophy class at the university last year, one semester. So people study a lot. They read us like text, like the sutras, and then they study a lot. They read a lot. But at the end of the semester, one person said, "Well, so we don't really get enlightened with just reading books." And I said, "Oh, yes." So you don't really get awakened just reading books. You really have to sit and practice. And then as you do practice, so there's analogy of so you even just one zazen, it's probably you don't see much benefit. There was analogy of walking in a mystic morning. So you see like a mist all over, but as you walked in a mystic air, and then eventually when you finish walking, your clothing are soaking wet. So it's kind of like that. You won't see the change, or you don't realize the truth of the teaching with just one sit, or maybe just five minutes every day. You have to really continuously practice. It's kind of like building muscle, like you do sit up or push up. Eventually you get muscle. So yeah. So I think it's like our lineage is sort of like talked about what Sawaki Roshi said about what's the word? Good for nothing zazen. But that's sort of like taken out of context a little bit, because there was this conversation when Uchiyama Roshi asked Sawaki Roshi when he was still younger, and then Uchiyama Roshi asked Sawaki Roshi. Sawaki Roshi was kind of famous Zen master, and then Uchiyama Roshi asked Sawaki Roshi, his teacher, if I practice 10 years, 20 years, would I become like you? So that's very kind of sweet. And then we always have that thought, and then that's nothing wrong with it. But with the feeling of thought that I want to become like this teacher who is Zen master. But Sawaki Roshi said, no, you don't become anything. No. So, but that's very kind teaching, because as long as you want something, you're trying to gain something, you always keep being yourself separate. As long as you want something, I want become like this, can I get something, so this, you're completely identifying with this body and mind. This body mind, can I get anything? So, but until you let go of that self-centered idea, you can't have a both. You can't see the benefit. So there is benefit. There is benefit, but the little me is not going to gain anything, because little me is actually, you'll see it, non-existence. It's just sort of false sense of self. But that is not going to get anything. But still, you will see the benefit, the change in your life. And then you will be less attached. And then you free little by little, suffer less. Okay. So I think that's it. So because of this, the body and mind is kind of like, the impermanence and happening, and then everything is connected, with everything. So you can't really take it personally. So you can think yourself and everything is like phenomena. This body and mind is this happening, a phenomena of this moment, and then everything else too. Everything else is also just the moment of the appearance, manifestation of the phenomena. So you can't really take anything personally. You can't take yourself personally, because there's so much condition made you feel or think that way this moment. So you can't really blame yourself either. So you can't blame anybody, yourself, everything, anything. So don't blame me. Okay, so I think that's about it. Thank you very much.
Any questions in the room? Oh, Glenn, go ahead.
I liked what you were saying, and I understand about letting go, opening the hand of thought, getting rid of the little me. But even when I let go, my body has all sorts of memories in it that has nothing to do with it. It's just kind of like you were saying, you see yourself having a cold. Your body still feels the cold. And I guess for me, one of the problems that I try to struggle with is how to tolerate the pain even after you get rid of the little me. There's still a residual pain there. It would seem that one carries suffering through the world. You mentioned that you let go of suffering once you realize impermanence, but once you realize impermanence, the world is still, you suffer with the world. It just, I'm confronted by how to tolerate the pain of just existence. I don't think that goes away.
You're talking about the physical pain?
The emotional pain, that's in the memories of the body itself. So I stop and I say, look, I'm not going to blame myself. I'm not going to blame you. I'm going to let go. Each moment I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell myself to let go. Even if I could do that, there's still a residual bodily feeling of, say, sadness. It just doesn't go away. Even if you don't name it, you could still feel it. The body is not numb.
So the sadness, having sadness is not a problem.
Okay. But even if it's not a problem, how do you tolerate it? That's my question.
So the tolerate, what do you mean by tolerate?
How do you sit with it without becoming undone? I'm sitting, I feel the pain. It is not a problem. It is not a problem. It is not a problem. It is not a problem, but it's still there.
So there's no problem.
But there's no problem intellectually, but my body still feels the pain.
So the body feels pain is okay.
Uh-huh.
It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to feel sadness. It is totally fine with you can be with sadness. You can be with sadness, anger. You can be with it. But you don't have to think this is I shouldn't feel this way. That's the so you can see where your struggle starts. So you don't need to push back. You don't need to push back. So as long as you're pushing back, that sort of perpetuate the process. So the pain or sadness in your body, you feel it. That's okay. You just keep feeling it.
And just keep feeling it?
Just keep
And
feeling
just keep feeling it?
Yeah, just keep feeling.
And how do you keep feeling it
So
for years and years?
you have to sort of like so there's no how. There's no how. There's no manual. There's no manual. I can't tell you how. This is how you do. So Uchiyama Roshi said you would just do 100 million times of opening 100 thought. So pain comes back. Pain's still there. It's fine. Next moment you feel pain. It's fine. You don't need to push back. I don't want to feel pain.
Okay.
I want this to go away. So that's the thought that you can drop that I don't want to, so that you can be, you don't have to take personally about the thoughts. I don't want to be with this pain. I don't want to be with this sadness. That's totally okay. That's you can totally accept the thoughts too. It's okay that I have this thought. I don't want to be with this pain. I don't want to be with this sadness. It's okay. So, but then you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe that's the truth. That's the truth, complete truth. So that as soon as you believe it, you keep perpetuating the process. So just keep dropping, like, okay, there's sadness, and it is thought, I don't want to be with this sadness. Sadness again. I don't want to be with sadness. So even just one second or half second, when you sort of, okay, I'm going to drop, opening 100 thoughts of this, I don't want to be with this sadness. Then there's a little, very, very little moment, there's no thoughts and feeling. Just keep going. It is okay. Sadness with any emotions is fine. Sadness, anger, jealousy, hurt, any emotions fine. Any thoughts are fine. Like a cloud, that's another cloud. But you don't have to say, this cloud is really bad. This sweat is really bad. I want this sweat to go. You don't have to do that way. So just you can be you have a capacity to be with any thoughts and feelings. You'll be surprised.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, so I forgot I was gonna say this. So this is 49 Fingers, a collection of modern American koans by this is by Michael Wenger, Dragon Leaf Press. So Todo-san showed me this when I was talking about the body problem or the pain. So this is page 82, koan 44. This is a kind of modern koan in daily life. So the title is How Are You? the case. Shohaku Okumura was asked, how are you? Shohaku-san said, I'm fine, but my back hurts. So your back hurts, your back hurts, there's a sadness, but I'm fine. There is some place you're fine, even your back hurts, or you have a cold and pain, or there's big sadness. But there is some place your sky and is still fine with any emotion, whatever is happening in this moment. Anyway, thank you.
Any other questions, either in the room or online?
I guess I am interested, oh, Neil has a question, but I'm interested in the idea of whether you can be successful and practice. And I guess some of that depends on what your definition of success is. And if it is about, gaining fame and profit, that's going to be a tough road to try to to do actual practice. But sort of we certainly in the United States and within sort of relatively affluent societies, it's like most or many people that end up doing this practice fit somewhere on that level of success, financially, or they've got a career and they're still trying to do this practice. And so I wonder where it's like, does that line of what is success change depending on culture, or is it just? Well, actually, I'm not really talking about everybody. I was talking about my personal experience. I wanted to become famous, rich artist, or so wanted to get approval, so I couldn't do both. So because we don't know the internal process of anybody else, you won't be able to tell, oh, this person is successful, this person is rich and famous, and then still they're Buddhist, and then doing that, and so, well, maybe you can have both. Maybe, but you don't know what's in their mind. They might be struggling inside. You don't know. I know, so we don't know, and you can't really measure each person's success and process because you won't be able to tell. There's so many people who were supposedly wise and then successful in the history. They're committed suicide and then kill themselves. So we can't tell each person's suffering from outside. So you can only know yourself. So I'm not sure that's how useful it is to, I mean, you could, all right, this seems like what is it, proof of success, maybe, but you don't know, But I'm not sure it's useful to trying to find that person. And it looks like Neil has a question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the talk. Can you hear me okay? Okay. No, I think kind of similar to Sawyer, I appreciated the point about the like noticing like the desire to be successful and how that can kind of reify our sense of self. And I think another thing that it reminded me of is that all the ways in which we might find incentives to kind of curate how we're seen by others, especially on social media, I think can kind of lead to a mindset of kind of looking at experience from the outside and thinking like, oh, would this look cute on a post or as an anecdote to share? And yeah, I wonder about the challenges to kind of showing up authentically and but not in a way that's just trying to look like we're calm and settled or so yeah, I wonder about the challenges to like to live authentically and easily in all of the ways in which it seems like society rewards us for trying to present ourselves as if we've got things figured out. There was I remember seeing a commercial some time ago where someone was kind of just noticing that their life coach has a terrible life, or that their life coach's life is a mess. And it's something I've thought about. Yeah, just in terms of wondering, like, am I doing things with a concern for how they'll be perceived, or um, in a less kind of self-conscious way? So no, so I appreciated your point.
Yeah. So that's, um, yeah, I think it is like a point, uh, we read the Monkey, the Dogen's collection of talk every day. So he repeatedly says, forget about fame and profit, gaining mind. Just repeatedly saying that over and over and over and over. And then I think there is a point. So I don't know, I think if you are going to suffer as long as what you care about what other people think of you, what other people see you, you are going to suffer. I'm sorry. There's no way of not suffering with that because you have no control over other people's thoughts and feelings. There is no, you see, there's famous people in the world right now. There's a two different view of this one person, and then this group of people said he's great, and then this group of people said he's terrible. How are you gonna live with that? So the point is, you know yourself. You only know yourself. So we have a precept. We follow precepts. We do good and not do evil, and then and then trying to save all beings. I think that's good enough. Yeah. So you can try it and then tell me I was wrong. Be successful and then be liked by everybody and then practice. Maybe. I mean, you can still practice. But if you're concerned about so just keep, so in that process of what you're saying, you keep having you and others, you and others, you and others. I don't know how you can be peace with that, this, how was it? Keep separating. So the, yeah. So, I'm sorry, I'm not very helpful. Answer is you can't.
I have a question and a couple of comments. So, related to success, one of my favorite questions that I've ever been asked was when I was, I used to be part of the IU meditation club. And someone in the business school who was coming to the club said, can I attain awakening and also work at Goldman Sachs, which is like, the biggest like bank in the United States where everyone makes like millions of dollars, which I thought was very funny. And then another thing that I want to say about success was...
Did you answer the question?
I think I just laughed. I didn't really think it would be helpful to answer the question. But there's I think he's a French philosopher, I forget his name, like a sort of currently living person. And he said that, it's unrelated to Buddhism, but I think it fits in Buddhism very well. But he said part of his philosophy for life was vowing not to be successful. Which I think is kind of what we do as Buddhists, at least as priests. Lay people, I think, can still go after some success in the world, but for priests, I think we have to vow not to be successful.
But we don't want to be attached to not successful. I have to be not successful, that's another identity.
That is true. But then my question for you, so someone from IU, a grad student, reached out to us and contacted Sawyer in the office, and Sawyer put me in touch with him, and I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow. And he has this research question that I think is kind of related to some of the things that you were saying in your talk. And that was, so it's about cultural appropriation, this idea of sort of like taking things from, a culture or religion or whatever and using them in an inappropriate way, or a way that was kind of not respectful. And his question is, images of the Buddha are like ubiquitous in the United States and Europe, for example, like there's like the Buddha bar or like Zen cleaning service or, these kinds of things where the idea of the religion is sort of taken out of context or just like used in a very casual way. And so his question was, why don't Buddhists get upset about this? Other religions get angry if people do that. Like, if there was like Jesus on the cross cleaning service, like that would be very awkward, probably. But Zen cleaning service is fine. So I'm curious, why do you think Buddhists don't get upset about kind of cultural appropriation of that kind of thing?
All right, I think I have an answer in this book, Daihachi Ningaku, 8 qualities of what is it? 8 qualities of great person. Great person. So, number 8, not engaging in useless arguments. I think that's it. Again, we have no control over other people's do and think or feel. If they want to use Zen bar, okay. Yeah. So it's just this is like it's useless. Don't pick a fight about nothing. Only important thing is your practice. Forget about other people. If you're thinking concerning about other people, you're losing a battle. Don't fight, but anyway. So do not concern about other people, world, anything other than yourself. You can only practice your practice. So if you keep wasting your time about fixing the world or changing other people's view, you're wasting your time. Time is precious. You have to practice wake up now. Okay.
Thank you very much. That will be helpful. Talking to him tomorrow. Anything else from anyone before we wrap up?